Okay, folks, this is going to be a short video on a short scene in Isom number 3 that demonstrates how Rippaverse has learned nothing since its inception 3 years ago. Speaking of which, if you're actually interested in collecting every Rippaverse book since the company's inception and seeing for yourself how they refuse to learn anything, the campaign for the Rippaverse Omnibus collection is closing this week, so hop on over to the Rippaverse website if you're the kind of person who can't resist taking all the pills in the bottle all at once. The scene from Isom number 3 I'm about to show you features 3 major villains of the Rippaverse: Darren Fontano, Michael Copper, and Lillian Renashi. Darren Fontano is the Rippaverse's first main villain ever, and is the main villain of Isom number 3. Meanwhile, Michael and Lillian have not only starred as main or supporting villains in titles like Alpha Core and Bloodruth, but they also each have their own one-shots expected to be published in the coming year. So here's my question. When your book features villains this important, shouldn't you at least tell readers their names? This definitely was not Rippaverse's philosophy in the beginning. In Isom number 1, Isom's enemy Darren Fontano was introduced only as Darren. Even when Isom went looking for Fontano at his club, he asked only for Darren, as if no one else at the club, maybe a bartender, maybe a bouncer, could possibly be named Darren also. Even when Fontano makes an appearance in the opening pages of Isom number 2, he's still referred to only as Darren. It isn't until the middle of Isom number 2 that the hallelujah moment finally occurs, and Darren Fontano's last name is dropped for the first time ever. Michael Copper and Lillian Renashi have an even more inauspicious 2-page debut in Isom number 1. Neither character's name is mentioned even once. This is only slightly remedied in the Rippaverse Trinity's remastered version of Isom number 1, where this dialogue balloon from the opening panel has been changed to, "We're wasting time, Lillian." But that's it. No mention of Michael's first name, and no mention of either character's last name. And before you say, well, maybe their conversation didn't allow for any more name insertion than that, realize that Rippaverse from the beginning has had a convention for telling us names we otherwise wouldn't know, so nothing was stopping Rippaverse from name-dropping these villains where appropriate. As it actually happened, though, it wasn't until Alpha Core number 1 that Michael and Lillian's names were given to us, with first name mentions at the start of the book and full name mentions in the final scene. So today, it's been 3 years from where the Rippaverse started, and you would think that of course they've by now internalized all of their past mistakes and wouldn't make such a remedial error as to go without mentioning their villains' names in a book again, right? Well, let's take a look at this scene from Isom number 3. So, have you pondered on our offer? I have. I'm far more intrigued by your interest in the property. I assumed that the cash would be enough to taper any worries. Ha ha! It would have been. A decade ago. Oh, come on. A man of your stature shouldn't need to manage little clubs. You should be running places like this. Brother, where do you think these great people go to spice things up? Perhaps we will revisit at a later date. Merc has a special place in my heart, and I'm not ready to let it go. Let's keep in touch. I'm sure there'll be other opportunities for business. Doesn't look like that went too well. It didn't. I've got other plans. He's a slick bastard, though. What do you mean? He owns this place, too. They're in position. Remember, no casualties. We just want to bring him out. So, did you hear any names in there? Because I didn't. 3 of the Rippaverse's most prominent villains all sharing a stage, and nobody bothers to mention who they are. Basically, this is Eric July and the Rippaverse editors showing off everything they've learned about name placement over the last 3 years. And that's the frustrating thing about Rippaverse comics. You think, surely they won't come back and make the same mistakes again. But they do. They always do. And eventually you realize you're dealing with that guy from Memento who can't remember anything new, so he uses tattoos to remind himself, except Eric July's got too much body hair to write anything down. Honestly, it sometimes feels like I'm pissing up a rope making these videos because I know Rippaverse is going to learn nothing from them. My only solace is that maybe these videos can help other comic book creators avoid making Rippaverse's mistakes. Thank you for watching. If you found the information in this video useful, please hit like and then subscribe for my future reviews on Isom number 3 and other comics. I just got another Don't Care package from Rippaverse, so you better believe I won't be running out of reviews anytime soon. Also, please be aware that I'm currently raising funds to answer Empress Miki Ariyama's challenge on X to review Mandy Summers' Super Dead 1 and 2. We're down to $75 needed for me to purchase Super Dead 1 and 2 to review and either affirm or disprove Empress Miki's assertion that these books are, in her words, not good. We'll see about that, if there's enough viewer interest. So please drop by on any of my live streams to deliver a super chat or deliver a super thanks on any of my existing videos. I'm Mike Partika, thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you later.